Hey everyone, Nick Engvall here. Before we get into today's episode, I want to tell you about some of the people that make the sneaker history community and this podcast possible. It's more important than ever to think about who you give your money to when you're buying clothing to go with your kicks. Our friends at Guilty Goods started their brand with a goal of giving back, especially to the communities that make sneaker culture possible. With every purchase from Guilty Goods, at least 10% of the proceeds are donated to organizations like Big Brothers and Big Sisters, the Susan G. Komen Foundation, the Movement for Black Lives, and many more. You can save 30% on your order by using the code HISTORY at guiltygoods.us. Again, that's history at guiltygoods.us for 30% off, and you can feel good about your purchase knowing you're supporting a meaningful cause. Sneakers are all about presentation, and if you're like me, displaying your kicks at home or in the office is just as important as when they're on your feet. Sneaker Throne makes sneaker display cases featuring customizable LED lights, drop-side cases to showcase the entire side of the shoe, not just the heel or the toe, the whole shoe. They've also got display cases for trading card collectors and hat collectors. To me, it's the perfect way to display your collection. You can save at least 10% on your Sneaker Throne order by using the code HISTORY at sneakerthrone.com. That's history at sneakerthrone.com. If you're a Patreon supporter or a member of our Discord community, you already know about Kicks with V hot sauce and his small batch, locally sourced hot sauce. V has been one of the biggest supporters of sneaker history and the podcast since the early days. He's currently the defending champion in our community trivia nights competition. Kicks with V hot sauce has been a huge hit with the community. You can save 10% on your order by using the code SneakerHistory10 at kickswithvhots.com. That's SneakerHistory10 at kickswithvhots.com. Now, you're probably here because you like sneakers, and if you join the Discord, you know our community is about so much more than that. Whether it's the marathon-like community calls, trivia night debates, the in-person meetups, or just sharing our favorite experiences, we found that although we have such different backgrounds, we all have some unexpected shared passions. Not only does the entire community look out for each other when it comes to releases, we're like a support group for life in general. You can join the Discord community for free by heading to the show notes of this episode. After you're done listening to this episode, tell someone you like their kicks today. You never know how far a simple compliment can take you, and we all know how good it feels to have someone show their appreciation. Now let's get into today's episode. What up, what up? Welcome back to the Sneaker History Podcast. Hey, before we get into this episode, I wanted to tell you about a couple of our partners. These are some of the folks that help us keep the podcast going, and they've been nice enough to offer some exclusive discounts for our listeners. Now, if you've watched us on YouTube, you all know how we love to display our kicks when we're not rocking them. Sneaker Throne makes sneaker display cases featuring customizable LED lights, drop-side cases to showcase your entire shoe, not just the heel, not just the toe, shoe trees, a number of other sneaker-related accessories. You can save 10% on your Sneaker Throne order by using the code HISTORY. You can find a link to Sneaker Throne in the description, or you can just head to sneakerhistory.com/sneakerthrone and it will send you directly to their site. Again, that's 10% off with the code HISTORY. Our friends at Prospect are the premier streetwear brand and sneaker boutique based in sunny San Diego, California. One of my favorite places. Prospect is not your typical hypebeast haven, though. They carry classic footwear from brands like Asics, New Balance, Puma, Saucony, as well as local and globally known streetwear brands like Belief, Illust, Rottweiler, Stussy, and many others. Not to mention their own Prospect label and the iconic Just a Kid from Dago collection. If you're a listener of the podcast, you can save 10% on all of your orders from Prospect through their website with the code HISTORY10. That's promo code HISTORY10 at prspctsd.com. Now, if you're a Patreon supporter or a member of our Discord community, you already know about Kicks with V hot sauce and his small batch, locally sourced hot sauce. V has been one of the biggest supporters of sneaker history and the podcast since the early days, and his hot sauce has been a huge hit with the community. To celebrate the launch of his new coffee habanero flavor hot sauce and his new habanero honey, my personal favorite, he's given an exclusive discount to our podcast listeners. The first 50 people to use the code SneakerHistory10 will save 10% on their order from kickswithvhots.com. That's SneakerHistory10 at kickswithvhots.com. If you or someone you know is interested in sponsoring the podcast or becoming a partner with our community, get in touch with us. You can reach us by email at podcast@sneakerhistory.com, and we'll get back to you with information about how we can partner. And now for today's episode.
Jordan trying to shake off Starks. Oh, what a move!
LeBron James with no regard for human life. Final seconds. Bryant for the win.
Iverson against Gill, the crowd on its feet. Allen for the win.
Welcome to the Sneaker History Podcast.
What up, what up? Welcome back to the Sneaker History Podcast. Me and my guy, Robbie, are going to, do some trash talking. Before we get into that, how you doing, man? How's life?
I'm good. I think I have a lot of pent up animosity because literally every time that record starts, Konnichiwa bitches is the only thing I want to say, and it makes no sense. It does not match the energy I have right now. I know it's because I watched a Dave Chappelle thing about like the genius of his jokes. Like, really, really small tangent. I was like 13 when Killing Him Softly. That was it, right? The first Dave Chappelle, the Dave Live from San Francisco. I forgot what it's called. When that stuff came out, and I thought it was just like funny pee jokes, funny poop jokes, like vulgar language. It was just funny as a kid, and then like having somebody break his jokes down to me now as an adult from like an insightful point of view. Like Dave Chappelle's even crazier when you think about how like he can subconsciously get you think during a pee joke about R. Kelly, about other deeper things. And it's like, it's not about R. Kelly or peeing on people. It's about like agency and so many other things. So it's just like crazy. So I've been thinking about Dave Chappelle. So I think that's why it's a Dave Chappelle show skit where it's like Konnichiwa bitches. And it's just like, it's been stuck in my head for like weeks.
Yeah. I mean,
Can't get it out.
I think Dave Chappelle is that way for me. And then, I mean, nothing against any of the other late night type hosts, because like all of them have the things about them that I enjoy. But specifically, like the way John Oliver delivers a lot of the stuff lately is like, it's like super necessary, but also like you can laugh through it and learn a bunch of shit, which I find myself just wanting to watch more of his shit. I guess that's probably,
I love Jay.
I would throw Trevor Noah up there too, because he's done pretty well taking over, the Daily Show. So, but
yeah, I like all three of those guys.
Yeah.
Those are three dudes who don't ever have shoe collabs and probably could use a shoe collab.
Yep. Actually, speaking of shoe collabs that should probably happen, this is a total random off the cuff thought. I just watched you posted about your YouTube things in the Discord, YouTube rabbit holes a couple, I don't know, a week ago or something. And Architectural Digest, the home tour type things that they do are fascinating to me. And the latest one was actually Adam Levine, whatever, from Maroon 5, which we talked about on a previous episode too. So I was like, well, shit, I got to watch this. You know, I was saying how like when I went out to eat with my buddy Aaron, who is like guy that helped start all this shit with sneaker history, right? So he took Cam and I out because our birthdays are only a week apart. So he took us out for dinner and we sat outside and had like pizza and, you know, appetizers and stuff. And we were talking about going to concerts. The last concert I saw was Deftones in San Diego, like 2019. But, you know, prior to that, I had a pretty good gap. But I usually go to like, I don't know, let's say 3 or 4 a year at very minimum. And usually it's closer to the, 6 to 10 range, right? And somehow Aaron and I knew each other, but we saw Maroon 5 at the California State Fair without knowing, like we didn't see each other at the event, but as we were talking about it here 15, 16 years later, we were both like, oh, I was there. So like we're both in the crowd at this Maroon 5 thing. I'm not like a huge Maroon 5 fan, but I think their music's pretty good. I like the dude. But when I watched the Architectural Digest YouTube channel and his home tour, dude, he's a hype beast. He's like a crazy hype beast. He's got like, but he actually has some crazy Kobe stuff too, because he's a diehard Kobe fan. So he's got like the game worn laser Hirachi 2K4s, I think, the white and silver pair. They're all lasered, signed by Kobe, which is pretty dope. And just like, casually, you're just walking in and it's obviously like a bedroom is his closet, right? He's got like all sorts of crazy shit in there. But it was just like, oh, damn, like he's got enough like to where he has to know. He talked about, I had to buy the undefeated 5s, the gold ones, because this could be the last pair that ever gets released and I just need to have it. I'm not going to wear them. They're going to sit here on display. Like, damn, that's all right. Props to you, man. Like, you get him on the podcast.
This love is taking control of him. it comes to Kobe.
Hey everyone, this is Nick again. Thank you for listening to the Sneaker History Podcast. You can catch the rest of this episode and more exclusive content by joining our Patreon community. For as little as $5 per month, you'll get access to our Discord community where you'll find links to new releases, hundreds of sneaker raffles from around the world, discounts from our partners, and most importantly, good people helping good people. Plus, we do giveaways, trivia nights, community Zoom calls, fantasy sports of all types, and much, much more. Give us a try, and you can always cancel your membership at any time. Head to patreon.com/sneakerhistory to join. Thanks again for listening and rocking with us. We appreciate your support, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace. Hey everyone, this is Nick again. Before you take off, do us a solid and head over to Apple Podcasts to leave us a review. Give us a rating on Spotify and Amazon Music, and make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel because we have even more video content coming soon. Speaking of new content, we have an amazing community of sneaker enthusiasts that hang out in our Sneaker History Discord on a daily basis. While sneakers is a connection point that brought us all together, we've all discovered countless shared passions that we have in common with each other. We recently launched a couple of new podcasts directly from our community. One of them is a Formula One podcast. If you're an F1 fan like me, the Exhaust Notes podcast is your weekly fix of Formula One fun. It's hosted by myself, Rohit Malhotra, and Todd Yates. New episodes drop every Tuesday. I've been wearing fitted hats for years and collecting my favorite teams since I was a little leaguer. It has been awesome to see so many new fans getting into fitteds in recent years. Crown and Stitch is our new talk show about fitted hats with Dexter, Keith, and myself, where we talk about fitted hats, snapbacks, throw in some obscure hats because we all kind of like some funky stuff once in a while, don't we? Copping, collecting, and so much more. New episodes drop every Wednesday. Hit the links in the show notes for this episode to give our new shows a listen, and be on the lookout for more new podcasts dropping soon. Last but not least, tell someone you like their kicks today. You never know how far a simple compliment can take you, and we all know how good it feels to have someone show their appreciation. Thank you all for the support, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.